Good Monday morning. It is the 6th of January, 2025, and here we are looking at the snow that is coming through here right now. This is radar. You can see that snow, like I have mentioned, if you look at the update, it gets light and heavier. These yellows are heavier snow. Here's another heavy little snow that's going to come through. But you see that there are gaps. I mean, this thing has to recreate snow on top of snow. And we're expecting another 3 to 5 inches today. It does seem that right here in the central part of the area, there was some dryness. Not sure if there's subsidence, meaning just like, the air is not quite as wet as other, or if it's just the trajectory coming off the mountains is drying things. I don't know. I don't know why. It's been a little drier in this region. Up here in northern Loudoun, I think they've gotten well over around 6 inches of snow. Here in southern Loudoun, some areas have had up to 5 inches, and here in central, it looks like it's like 3. And I mean central by drawing a line across the county. I'm not sure. So 3 to 5 looks like common results, and some 6s here in northern parts. Of course, the higher elevations probably have also been on the higher side. So as I mentioned, it's not this relatively filled in amount of snow. If you look south of us, you see this precipitation is much more concentrated. That's just because it's south. Also, I did mention, or should mention, that there has been some warm, spells here where maybe you're not getting true cold, fluffy snow. You're getting some rind ice, which is close to sleet. So that's something, too, we may fight on and off on these lulls or the slower times of snow. So something we just have to fight through today. Another 3 to 5 inches in general, maybe 2 to 4 in some cases, but 3 to 5 seems to be the general rule today. Remember, it's long prolonged out, so it's not like you're going to get non-stop snow today of a heavy variety. You're going to get a really light and then heavier snow, then light, then heavier. So something to note throughout the day, something also I'm reminding myself as a snow lover. All right, so let's go ahead and take us into the future. This was earlier, obviously, today when the snow was a little bit heavier on the forecast models, and then you see it slows down and then picks back up. But this is the long range we're looking at. So this is out throughout the day. Some snow is around. This is when we could get a resurgence, although the resurgence may be a little further east of us. But, snow isn't stopping on us even until late this evening. Finally, the upper level support moves out, and we're just cold and windy. It's going to be very windy tomorrow. So blowing and drifting snow. I think schools may be challenged in the morning to keep that snow in check. So the leaves will probably be late. I would not be surprised to see most of them canceled on Tuesday. Not a surprise. Wednesday here, we're still breezy, although the breezes will start to lessen. But look at the cold. Cold is all the way the eastern 2/3 of the country. It's going to be chilly and cold. And we are going to stay cold really all week long. This has been cold. And then we got to watch what's going on this weekend. I'm not convinced we're going to see a big storm or anything this weekend. But, if things came together just right, this could be a monster or it could be nothing. And right now, I think models are finally realizing it's probably going to be too hard of a long shot to be a big system. But look at the snow all the way in the south. So, this low was very, very exciting. And on the GFS, it's just showing kind of it getting sheared apart, because initially it was going to link up with some additional energy. And if it does that, this low will come much further north. But at one point on Saturday next week, it was absolutely a snow bomb here in the Northeast. And on this run, and I think other runs and other models, just not going to come together. So this looks like a southern Virginia down in North Carolina type of setup at this point. We'll have to see if it's able to gain latitude or whatever in the right amount of time so it can come on shore and be big. It's not too far away, and storms tend to be shifted too far south and east on the GFS system, but it's similar on the Euro. So I'll show you. But it's still cold, and cold winds here may come again for the weekend, staying chilly. We're still plenty cold even into next week. Cold does not resolve itself or stay or go away. I mean, this is just reinforcing shots of colder air. This is a really sprawling high with cold air connected down from Canada into next week. So it's not going anywhere. Cold weather's going to stick around. I do see potential for a little bit of mildness, and look at that. As soon as we do, maybe a storm's going to come in here. Wouldn't be surprised if this is a mix type system depicted on the weather maps. I wouldn't go this far out and be pinned down to any type of storm. This is way too far in the future. But we'll see that if anything comes of that. But look at that, what it does. It goes up into Canada and boom, brings the cold, and maybe there's more storminess in the future. And when the cold air arrives and everything else will be how things go. But look at this. Now we got cold from coast to coast. Whew. Don't see this much that often. And I gotta tell you, when you get a setup like this, with storms coming in the west, they can't get into all this cold air directly. They're going to go up underneath, and we could get multiple chances of more snow as we head into the middle part of the month and later part of the month. Honestly, it's a wintry month. So starting off with snow, and we'll have to watch to see if other storm systems get their act together. And so I'm going to run through the area really quick. Again, this is today. We'll just go really fast. Whoa, you can't see anything when I highlight the whole map. Quickly go through. That one should a little more reverse of snow, but really cold air as well. And look at the storm comes up close, but gets sheared apart as well. So there's consistency. The models are the same. Originally, like I said, there was some linking that energy together, and it could have been a bigger storm. But I mean, now we're all the way to Sunday of this weekend. Just chilly air sticking around. Chilly, chilly, chilly. Here's another low along the Gulf, just like we saw before. Cold air sticking around. But again, that low slides off the southeast because this cold is just so prominent, and there's nothing in the streams to kind of push them together to get them to merge and to bring it up the coast. It says cold, 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 sticking around. I mean, we're all the way out now, way far into the future, and it stays cold. End to end, bookend to bookend, cold air sticking around in the area, and I'd say definitely it looks like, it's hard to see exactly what would come together, but potential for any other storminess. All right, so summarize. This is what I like to do. Snow today, but not super heavy. We'll have bursts where it gets a little heavier, then it slows down. Maybe another 3 to 5, maybe as low as 2 to 4 in some areas, but 3 to 5 inches of snow. Obviously, you're not always going to be the jackpot. There's a chance this evening we could get some banding setting up again with the upper level system runs through. Hard to pinpoint that. The models will have a hard time pinpointing exactly who, where gets that type of precipitation. We stay cold, cold, cold through the next very long extended period. We'll have to see if we get any relax going on, depending on which model you follow. It shows one way or the other. But you can count on that, and I would say that there are chances of storms, even if they're not clear here. One coming this weekend, and it looks like maybe another chance sometime next week for more wintry weather. Thank you for the long outlook. Have a good day. Enjoy the snow. I mean, it's the snow you got. It's the weather you got. Enjoy it. All right. Talk to you soon.